Hare Hare Krishna. So we are going to discuss today Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 Dhyana Yoga and verse number 14. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavada-Gita
Parthaneveha Mamutra
Parthaneveha
Namutra
Namutra
Vinasastasya Vidyate
Vinashastasya Vidyate
Nahi Kalyana Krita Kaschid
Nahi Kalyana Krita Kaschid
Durgatim Tata Gacchati.
Durgatim Tatagacchati.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavada-Gita
Parthaneveha Namutra
Parthaneveha Namutra
Vinasastasya Vidyate
Vinashastasya Vidyate
Nahi Kalyana Krit Kaschid
Nahi Kalyana Krit Kaschid
Durgatim Tata Gacchati.
Durgatim Tatagacchati.
One more time. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavada-Gita
Parthaneveha Namutra
Parthaneveha Namutra
Vinasastasya Vidyate
Vinashastasya Vidyate
Nahi Kalyana Krita Kaschid
Nahi Kalyana Krit Kaschid
Durgatim Tata Gacchati.
Durgatim Tatagacchati.
Anyone want to recite?
Sri Bhagavada-Gita
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Parthaneveha Namutra
Parthaneveha Namutra
Vinashastasya Vidyate
Vinashastasya
Tastasya
Vidyate
Vidyate
Nahi Kalyana Krit Kaschid
Nahi
Nahi
Kalyana Krit
Kalyana
Kaschid
Kaschati.
Durgatim Tatagacchati.
Durgatim
Durgatim
Tata
Tata
Gacchati.
Gacchati.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri
Sri Bhagavan
Bhagavada-Gita
Uvacha
Parthaneveha Namutra
Parthaneveha
Parthaneveha
Namutra
Namutra
Vinashastasya Vidyate
Vinasastasya
Vinashastasya Vidyate
Vidyate.
Nahi Kalyana Krit Kaschid
Nahi
Nahi
Kalyana
Kalyana
Krit
Krita
Kaschid
Kaschid
Durgatim Tata Gacchati.
Durgatim
Durgatim
Tata
Tatagacchati.
Gacchati.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri
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 Bhagavan
Bhagavan
Bhagavada-Gita
Uvacha
Uvacha
Parthaneveha Namutra
Parthaneveha
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 Namutra
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 Vinashastasya Vidyate
Vinashastasya
Vinashastasya
Vinasastasya
Vidyate
Vidyate
Navidyate
Nahi Kalyana Krit Kaschid
Nahi
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 Kalyana
Kalyana
Krit
Krit
Kalyana Krita
Kaschid
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 Durgatim Tata Gacchati.
Durgatim
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 Tata
Tata
Gacchati.
Tatagacchati.
Gacchati.
Shri
Anyone?
Bhagavanuvacha
Sri
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 Bhagavan
Bhagavan
Uvacha
Uvacha
Bhagavada-Gita
Parthanaiveha Namutra
Parthaneveha
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 Namutra
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 Vinashastasya Vidyate
Vinashastasya
Vinashastasya
Vidyate
Vidyate
Vidyate.
Nahi Kalyana Krit Kaschid
Nahi
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 Kalyana
Kalyana
Krit
Kalyana
Krit
Krita
Kaschid
Kaschid
Kaschati
Durgatim Tata Gacchati.
Durgatim
Durgatim
Tata
Durgatim Tata
Gacchati.
Tatagacchati.
Gacchati. Okay, so word by word meaning. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
Sri
Sri Bhagavan
Bhagavada-Gita, the
Uvacha, the
Supreme
Supreme
Personality of
Personality
Godhead
of
said,
Godhead said,
Partha, O son of Pṛthā,
Partha,
Partha,
O
O
son of
son of
Pṛthā,
Pṛthā,
na eva, never it so,
na
never
eva,
is,
never
never
is it
is it
so.
so.
Iha, in this material world,
Iha,
Iha,
in this
in this
material
material
world,
world,
no, never,
na
no,
never.
never.
amutra, in the next life.
Amutra in the next life.
Vinashaha, destruction.
Vinashaha,
destruction.
destruction.
Tasya, his.
Tasya
his.
his.
Vidyate, exists.
Vidyate exists.
No, never.
Na
never.
never.
He, certainly.
He
He
certainly.
certainly.
Kalyana Krita, one who is engaged in auspicious activities.
Kalyanakrit, one who is
one who's
engaged in auspicious activities.
Kaschit, anyone.
Kaschit, anyone.
Durgatim, to degradation.
Durgatim to degradation.
Tat, my friend.
Tata, my friend.
Gachati, goes.
Gachati, goes.
Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Son of Pṛthā, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with any destructions either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. One more time. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pṛthā, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. Purport. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.17, Sri Narad Muni instructs Vyasadeva as follows. Tyaktva swa dharmam charanambujam hare bhajan apakvo atha patet tato yadi yatra kva vab bhadram abhuda amushya kim ko vartha apto abhajatam shwa dharmatah. If someone gives up all material prospects and takes complete shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no loss or degradation in any way. On the other hand, a non-devotee may fully engage in his occupational duties and yet not gain anything. For material prospects, there are many activities, both scriptural and customary. A transcendentalist is supposed to give up all material activities for the sake of spiritual advancement in life. Krishna consciousness. One may argue that by Krishna consciousness, one may attain the highest perfection if it is completed. But if one does not attain such a perfectional stage, then he loses both materially and spiritually. It is enjoined in the scriptures that one has to suffer the reaction for not executing prescribed duties. Therefore, one who fails to discharge transcendental activities properly becomes subjected to these reactions. The Bhagavatam assures the unsuccessful transcendentalist that there need be no worries. Even though He may be subjected to the reaction for not perfectly executing prescribed duty. He is still not a loser because auspicious Krishna consciousness is never forgotten, and one so engaged will continue to be so even if he is low born in the next life. On the other hand, one who simply follows strictly the prescribed duties need not necessarily attain auspicious results if he is lacking in Krishna consciousness. The purport may be understood as follows. Humanity may be divided into two sections, namely the regulated and the non-regulated. Those who are engaged simply in bestial sense gratification without knowledge of their next life or spiritual salvation. Belongs to the non-regulated section. I think Sujata Mataji, you need to mute. And Gita Mala Mataji, because Samiko is coming. Sorry, Robi.
Can you say it again?
You have to mute Mataji, you and Gita Mala. Okay, thank you. And those who follow the principles of prescribed duties in the scriptures as classified amongst the regulated section, the non-regulated section, both civilized and non-civilized, educated and non-educated, strong and weak, are full of animal propensities. Their activities are never auspicious because while enjoying the animal propensities of eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, they perpetually remain in material existence, which is always measurable. On the other hand, those who are regulated by scriptural injunctions and who thus rise gradually to Krishna consciousness certainly progress in life. Those who are following the path of auspiciousness can be divided into three sections, namely, 1. The followers of scriptural rules and regulations who are enjoying material prosperity, 2. Those who are trying to find ultimate liberation from material existence, and 3. Those who are devoted in Krishna consciousness, Bhakta. Those who are following the rules and regulations of the scriptures for material happiness may be further divided into two classes, those who are fruitive workers and those who desire no fruit for sense gratification. Those who are after fruitive result are for sense gratification may be elevated to a higher standard of life, even to the higher planets, but still become, because they are not free from material existence, they are not following the truly auspicious path. The only auspicious activities are those which lead one to liberation. Any activity which is not aimed at ultimate self-realizations or liberation from the material bodily concept of life is not at all auspicious. Activity in Krishna consciousness is the only auspicious activities, and anyone who voluntarily accepts all bodily discomfort for the sake of making progress on the path of Krishna consciousness can be called a perfect transcendentalist under severe austerity. And because the eightfold yoga system is directed towards the ultimate realization of Krishna consciousness, such practice is also auspicious, and no one who is trying his best in this matter need fear degradation. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते श्रीलरूपा स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So I am welcoming all of you, and please give your blessing so that I can speak few words on this topic. So please, I'm begging for your mercy, blessings. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः. So this chapter is called Dhyana Yoga, and it starts from the chapter 5, where Krishna talks about the little bit about Dhyana Yoga, and where he is saying 27 and 28, and he giving the impractical path for the and stabilizing that, and he's saying Ashtanga Yoga. Let me read the verse 27 and 28. It goes together. Shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two eyebrows, suspending the inwards outwards breath within the nostril, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence, and transcendentalist aiming at liberation become free from desire, fear, and anger. Three things. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. So those who are free from the desire, fear, and anger, definitely that person is at the liberated state. That's what I am understanding here. So Ashtanga Yoga that has been mentioned here, and before practicing advanced stage of the Ashtanga Yoga, one must have to purify by Nishkama Karma Yoga, and one must have to be fully controlled in mind and completely inwards, outwards, that he should not affected by the material things also. So no desireless condition, in other words. And that is, at this current age, it is impractical, but it required going to that higher level. And then chapter 6, it has the 47 verse 1 to 4, advancing in yoga through the detached work. And that is like a niskama karma yoga and progressing in a detached way and working and advancing. And then second section from verse number 5 to 9, it is called yoga rudha stage, giving up work. A yogi may even give up niskam karma yoga when his mental control reaches the stage of regarding well-wishers. Wishers means becoming the friend to everyone, and the envious and pious and all those sinners, everything comes to the equally. Today I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, one verse, and there it was describing that Bhakta, they are fearless at any circumstances. And Lord Shiva is describing to the Mother Parvati when she gave curse to Maharaj Chitraketu, and Lord Shiva is saying to Mother Parvati that Bhakta Gana means devotees are always in fearless conditions at any circumstances. Even you gave the curse to become the demon to Maharaj Chitraketu, and he wasn't affected by anything. And he did not rebel or anything or sing anything, and see the quality of the devotees because they are fearless. Even they are not worrying about or thinking the same thing. Swarga apvarga narkeshu swapi means Swargaloka are going to the Narak are getting the liberated because their thought is fully absorbed into the devotional service of the Lord. That is the topmost yoga. So here it is describing about the envious, pious, and regarding well-wishers. So that's why that thought came to me immediately. Today I was meditating that verse. Further means 10 to 32 progress in the practice of the yoga, and then afterwards 33 to 36 necessity of controlling the turbulent mind. It is very difficult to control, and controlling the mind is very, very, very difficult. And then, but by Bhakta program, we are lucky to going through this, and mercy of the Srila Prabhupada, we are able to survive and moving towards the right directions, means aspiring for the devotional service. And 37 to 45, it is called the destination of the unsuccessful yogi. So we are in that section, and then topmost yoga 46 and 47 has been described. So let me read the verse 37. Arjun is asking, O Krishna, what is the destination of unsuccessful transcendentalist who is in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but later desists due to worldly mindedness, and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism? Same thing has been answered by Lord Krishna in chapter 2 also. Anyone knows the verse? Chapter 2. "240 Neha Bhikramanasho." And then last is Trayatu Mahato Bhayat, means great dangers, he will be free from the great dangers. Swalpamapsya means someone is moving little bit. I will read that verse afterward. And then next he's asking that, Almighty Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a raven cloud with no position in any sphere? Means he is fully gone case. And this is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. So the word guru means very heavy. So at the beginning of chapter 2, Arjuna has accepted the position of the disciple and he accepted Krishna as a guru. So he's directly inquiring further and revealing what is his psychophysical nature is going on. So Krishna is going layer by layer, whatever he has doubt, he's answering, clarifying to his doubt. That is the Vedic system, Vedic way of learning. And that is always encouraged in our Vedic culture. Questions. It starts from the question, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Who am I? It starts from there only. So 240 verses. Neha bhikramanaso asti pratyavayo no vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So in this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Most dangerous. What is the most dangerous type of fear?
Falling down from evolutionary cycle, from human life to lower species.
Mataji, can you speak loudly or let me see?
Sorry, Prabhuji. Falling down from evolutionary species, Prabhu, from human life down to the lower animal species.
It doesn't matter lower or higher. Going higher, do you think there is something is there? Yeah, there is. But most dangerous thing is coming in the cycle of the birth and death, repeated cycle of birth and death. It is like a Ferris wheel. Have you been to the Ferris wheel? It goes up and down. So we are going from downwards or upward, it doesn't matter. We have to get away from there. That is the major thing. And it doesn't matter either going to the hellish or going to the for the bhakta. But for sakama karmi, it is very important to go to the higher planet, going to the Swargaloka, have enjoyment, and then drinking the somarasa and so other things, so many things. But for the bhakta, it doesn't matter because they are ready to go to the hellish condition of life or hellish planet of life, because their aim is to give the Krishna consciousness. So they are always ready for that Krishna consciousness purpose because their aim is only one. In the 241, Lord Krishna, he is describing that very important verse, how to get the success. Vyavasayatmikah buddhirekeh kurunandana bahusakha hyanantasya buddhayo avyavasayinam. So those who are on this path, means spiritual path, resolute in purpose, because their aim is going directly towards that. And their aim is one. O beloved child of Guru, the intelligence of those who are irresolute in many branches. So those who are focusing here and there, they cannot focus. So, Krishna Eka Saranam. If we are thinking, oh, let us do this worship, that worship, and then someone is saying, oh, do the ghost worship, or someone is saying, do this demigod worship, then where is the faith? Because our faith is not at one, investment is not one places. We are investing here, we are investing. So to get some benefit from here, some benefit from there, there is no one pocket. It has to be only one pocket, that is the Krishna consciousness. And that is the Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. So we have to come to that stage. And Srila Prabhupada is describing in the purport very nicely, using from the Srimad Bhagavatam. If you go look properly in the purport, so purport focusing is, if we will go into, then it will come into the 6 points. But before coming to that, what is the theme of this verse? Anyone?
Sorry, what was the question, Prabhu?
Theme of the verse.
Theme of this verse?
Yeah.
That whatever you have accumulated will never be lost in spiritual life.
Perfect. So those who are in the further transcendentalist engage in the, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned the auspicious, but auspicious for them it doesn't matter, because they are always into the gain only. There it is showing there is no loss in that verse, but also it is saying that it will protect from the greater danger. The same way here also, message is the same way. So they will not meet with the distractions, in other words. Thank you, Mataji. So one point is that supporting verse emphasizing the all auspicious nature of the transcendental path. He has given the example of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.17. And then also role of the material duties. It can be categorized that for material prospect, there is so many activities, both spiritual and also customary too. And then also expectations of this verse from the transcendentalist. He is supposed to give up all material activities for the sake of spiritual spiritual advancement, not enjoyment, but yeah, some enjoyment will come up by serving the Lord, then it will enhance, and then also like a Purna Amrita Swadanam, so that it increases step by step. Lord Chaitanya's Siksastakam verse. Sarvatma Snapanam Param Jayate Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Krishna consciousness may offer the highest perfection if completed, but if one does not attain the perfectional stage, then he loses both material and spirituality? Yes or no?
No, he doesn't lose the spiritual part.
No, he does spiritual because he's Krishna consciousness person.
So
If
what
he
would
is
you-
completing, but still if he is not completing, then still he will get the benefit because Krishna, he is seeing all the activities and then he will have the chance to progress in the next
Right.
life.
Right. So because of the spiritual piece, he's not a loser. Yeah.
Correct. He is not a loser. So, scriptural understanding, one has to suffer. Recommend that one has to suffer the reactions for not executing prescribed duties. Like Arjuna has to do the prescribed duty. Being a Kshatriya, he has to fight. And that fight has to be under the proper guidance that fighting is required or not. For him, it is required. So if he is not going to do the prescribed duty, then also he has to go through the infamy and other things also. But if someone has taken the properly Krishna's shelter, then still he is not loser because Krishna consciousness is all auspicious. If you will look the character of the Bhakti, 6 characteristic of the Bhakti, and there is one is called the Subhada. It is all auspicious. And these kind of activities is never forgotten. And then he will continue in the next life. He is unsuccessful. And then 2 division of humanity. Srila Prabhupada is describing that regulated and non-regulated. Regulated, those who follow the prescribed duties according to the scriptural injunctions. Their activities are all auspicious because these activities gradually elevate them to Krishna consciousness. And then non-regulated, those who are engaged simply in the bestial sense gratification without any knowledge of the next life or any concept of the spiritual salvation, then it is dangerous. Their activities are never auspicious because while enjoying like an animal kind of propensity, and they perpetually remain in this material existence. So that is the greater danger. So they have to meet with the great dangers. And thus they are always in miserable conditions. They can be civilized or uncivilized, educated or uneducated, strong or weak, it doesn't matter. Followers of the path of auspiciousness can be further divided into 3 sections. Srila Prabhupada has divided followers of the scriptures, rules and regulations for enjoying material propensity, and that also divided 2 categories. Fruitive workers may be elevated to the higher planet, and because they are not free from the material existence, so they are not following the truly auspiciousness path. But while doing the sakama karma, that time they will hear the Vishnu's name and remembering Vishnu while doing all those rituals, they will progress, definitely. So that's why they are on the path of the auspiciousness. Those who desire no fruits for sense gratification, and the second one category of the auspiciousness is the seekers of the ultimate liberation from material existence. They are also following the auspicious path. And then also devotees in Krishna consciousness, means Krishna Bhakta. Then fourth point is the only auspicious activity is real are those which lead on the liberation. Any activities not aimed to the ultimate self-realization or liberation from the materially bodily concept of the life is inauspicious. Only auspicious activities, factually only activities in the Krishna consciousness are the auspiciousness. If you will look through the by the lens, then you can see that this is the highest thing. There is a step by step or layer by layer. Eightfold of the yoga system, Ashtanga yoga system, even such yogis, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned in the purport there, also following the auspicious path and need not to be feared from the degradation. And the perfect transcendentalist, under severe austerity, anyone who voluntarily accepts all bodily discomfort for the sake of making progress on the path of Krishna consciousness. So any example, voluntarily severe austerity or austerity? Any example? Ekadasi, following four regulative principles, observing appearance and disappearance of the acharyas or appearance of the Lord appearance day, all those are the volunteer austerities. Some Ekadasi are the Nirjala Ekadasi. And I think I did only one time in my life. So all those are the auspicious activities, and that will make us progress towards the self-realizations, our ultimate goal of the life. And then Lord Krishna, he is going to answer the same thing in whatever I read in 41, 42, 43, 44, all those. So I am not going to read because that will be tomorrow or afterwards. But in Sri Isopanishad, devotee is praying to the Lord that Vayur Anilam Amritam Athedam Bhasmantam Shariram Om Krato Smarakritam Smarakrato Smarakritam Smara. So let this temporary body be burned to ashes, and let the air of life be merged with the totality of air. Now, my Lord, please remember all my sacrifices, and because you are the ultimate beneficiary, please remember all that I have done for you. So that prayer is very important. Even next prayer is also I am missing. That is also very important. Let me read if I can. That was Mars the 17 and then 18. O Lord, as powerful as fire, O omnipotent one, now I offer you all obeisances, falling on the ground at your feet. O my Lord, please lead me on the right path to reach you. And since you know all that I have done in the past, please free me from the reactions of my past sins so that there will be no hindrance in my progress. So we need to offer our personal prayers to the Lord. There is a 9 process of devotional service. And there one is the offering prayer to the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada in the purport he is describing in this mantra, the living entities prays to enter the spiritual kingdom of God after relinquishing his material body and material air. The devotee prays to the Lord to remember his activities and the sacrifices he has performed before his material body is turned into ashes. He makes this prayer at the time of death with full consciousness of his past deeds and of the ultimate goal, one who is completely under the rule of material nature remembers the heinous activities he performed during the existence of his material body, and consequently he gets another body after death. The Bhagavad-Gita 8.6 confirms yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajanti ante kelevaram tam tam eveti konteya sada tat bhava bhavita. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. Thus the mind carries the living entity's propensity into the next life. But for the devotee, they are completely under the shelter of the Lord. And they do not worry. And also Lord, he is describing in chapter 9, 30 to 34, that about the intimate relationship with his devotee. Chaturashloki verse 10.8 to 11. There also he has mentioned how he reciprocates. He gives the knowledge here with the shining lamp of the knowledge, destroys all inauspicious things, ignorance. And here he's saying that even if one commits the most abominable actions, Name Bhakti Pranash, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. This is Krishna's promise. O son of Pṛthā, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, mercantile, as well as Sudra workers, can attain the supreme destination, how much more this is so to be righteous Brahmanas, the devotees, and the saintly king. Therefore, having come to this temporary measurable world, engage in loving service unto me. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me, being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me. Manmana bhavaman bhakto madhyasim. So in that sense, further devotees are those who are following the auspicious path. They don't have to have any kind of fear. And let me read the verse again. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Son of Pṛthā, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with distractions, either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. So I will stop here. Any question or comment, Hare Krishna? Sorry, I went long.
No problem, Prabhu. But how do you overcome weakness sometimes as you're following Krishna consciousness?
We have to come to the sadhu sangha. That's what we are doing here. So that is the only one way. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, I think, chapter 3, let me find, 11, 3, maybe 30. Parasparanukathanam pavanam bhagavadasya mithoratirm tushtis santushti nivritam mitham atmana. I am not good sloka reciter. So otherwise this is a wonderful verse. One should learn how to associate with the devotee of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. Pavanam Bhagavad Yasa. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. So weakness will be gone. And by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. So sense gratification is the cause of all suffering, and that root cause is the ignorance.
What is the number of this verse, Prabhu, again?
11.3.30, Srimad Bhagavatam.
11.3.30. Thank you. Very nice, thanks.
And same thing Lord Krishna is saying in Bhagavad-Gita, Chaturshloki verse also, but it is little different. 10. Matchitta madgat prana bodhayantah parasparam, mutual parasparam, kathayantascha mam nityam tushtanti cha ramanti cha. Tushtanti means great satisfaction. Ramanti means getting this inner satisfactions, means transcendental satisfaction. So translation is, the thought of my pure devotee dwell in me, their lives are fully devoted to me, to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So, Sadhu Sangas. And in the Sadhu Sangastika verse, also Lord Kapila is also saying the same thing too. Mai ananya bhavena bhaktim kurvanti edida. Means because for my sake they are fully devoted to me, and they are also free from the all kind of miseries because their thought is fully absorbed. Ekanishta bhava. At the beginning I was talking about the vyavasayatmika buddhi reke Gurunanda. Mataji, I hope it is clear.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, thank you very much. Very nice.
Any other question or comment? Mataji, when you have time, my humble request will be to read the Srimad Bhagavatam, verse number, Canto 3, chapter 25. It is called Pure Devotional Service. And their
325.
whole chapter is very auspicious, but in that whole chapter, verse number 19 or 20 to 27, that is called Sadhu Sangastaka. It is really, really means beneficial. Srila Prabhupada has given wonderful commentary. Last year, whole year, my thought was on that Sadhu Sangastaka. I memorized the all 8 verses, but now I forgot it. Because Chitta is going somewhere else.
Yeah, Kali Yuga memory.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So we should stop here.
Yes, Prabhu, we can stop here.
Vancha kalpatarubhya
Kalpatarubhyascha, kripasindhubhya
patita
Vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Antakoshvara ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ramananda Dasa ki jai.